Now, for this is the truth concerning white wedding, which many of us in this our nation, so-called Africa, don't know about, that has been hidden in religion through Christianity, has also believed to be a holy ceremonial union, but not the truth. For the truth is, white wedding is not a holy ceremonial union as believed by religion in Christianity, but a demonic ceremonial union to the Roman god, to the Roman deity, a demonic covenant to the Roman god called Zeus, the sun god, the god of the sky and thunder, the god of religion, which is believed to be the Messiah, called Jesus, that is celebrated every 25th of December as claimed to be the Messiah's birthday. White wedding is the Romans' culture, not our culture in this our nation called Africa. And by saying this, I am not trying to condemn it because it is not our culture, no. But because this is the truth, called a spade, and this is the truth. They have been hidden from you all. They have been hidden against you all in religion through Christianity, which many of you don't know about. And you have believed it to be a holy ceremonial union, which many of you have been practicing, indulging yourself in this so-called white wedding, believing it to be a blessing of marriage after you are done with your traditional marriage in this our nation called Africa. For the truth is, white wedding is demonic covenant and demonic ceremonial union to the Roman god, the devil, Lucifer. Yes, because the Romans who brought to us religion and where this so-called white wedding is rooted from does not worship the Most High. They don't believe in him. They worship the works of their hands. They worship the universe and they worship the devil, Lucifer, called Zeus, the sun god, which is also called Jesus, as claimed to be the Messiah by religion. White wedding is an adopted culture that have affected our peace, our matrimonial harmony, our ceremonial union in our traditional marriage. White wedding is an adopted culture that have destroyed our tradition, that have affected our divine holy ceremonial union ordained unto us by the Most High, who is the creator of all things, that is holy, righteous, and worthy, that dwells within us his holy people, and which they have made you all to believe to be a demonic practice. Because religion make you to believe that everything practiced and done in this our nation called Africa, in our tradition, is evil. But that is the deceitfulness they have used against you all through religion, and which many of you don't know about, and many of you have been controlled today, which is the problem that many of you are facing in your marriage, and many of you don't know about it, and you are just only focusing the problem in the physical appearance, not looking it beyond spiritual. For white wedding is a demonic culture of the Roman tradition to their god, Zeus, the sun god, the devil, Lucifer. For our traditional marriage is the holy marriage. Yes, our traditional marriage is the true ordained holy culture and tradition that is mandated unto us by the Most High, who is the creator of all things, that is holy, righteous, and worthy, that dwells within us as holy people. Because in our traditional marriage, there is no room for divorce. There is no provision for divorce. There is no receipt for divorce. There is no office for divorce. But in your white wedding, there is a receipt for divorce. There is a provision for divorce. There is an office for divorce. And this so-called white wedding make you all to believe that as a man, you have to go on your knees and propose to a woman when you come to the process of this so-called marriage, and which is demonic. Because that is not the way it is ordained unto us by the Most High. But this is a demonic adopted culture and pattern that have destroyed our holy culture and pattern, which is divine to the Most High. For the Most High ordained the man above the woman, not the woman above the man. So anytime you go on your knees as a man and propose to a woman in marriage, you have given that woman your your crown, your destiny, your glory, your self-respect. And that is the crisis that so many of you today are facing in your marital life. You can't get respect from your wife because the day you go on your knees and propose to a woman, you have lost that glory, that crown, that destiny, as it is ordained and mandated unto us by the Most High. Because the Most High ordained us men to be head above the woman, as the Most High is above us, as the Most High is head above us. But it is written that we should treat them in kind. It is not ordained unto us in our tradition here in Africa for we to go on our knees as a man and propose to a woman. That is an abomination, because the day you do so, you have go against the holy divine ordinances as it is ordained and principled unto us by the Most High. So this is the truth they have not been telling you all. It is not ordained unto us for a man to go on his knees and propose to a woman, because the day you do it, you have lost that crown as being the head above the woman. And that is why many of you today, you can't get respect in your marital life. You can't get respect in your marriage. It's not about the woman. It's because you have gone against that divine principles, and there is a force beyond everything. There is a force in everything. There is a spirit that is cultured to maintain that principles. So the day you go against that principles, that spirit will leave you. Another will take over you. And that is the problem many of you today are facing in your marriage. And that is why many of you have so many cases of divorces in your marital life. Because you all have left your culture and then taking the adopted culture of the Romans. And that is what that is working against you today, your marital life. And many of you don't know it. You are just focusing the problem on the physical appearance. Our traditional marriage is the only legal divine marriage ordained unto us by the Most High. That is why, during the days of old, our fathers who married more than one wife, who married up to 5 wives, as much as they married up to that 5 wives, they still remain in harmony, in unity, in peace, in love. Not any cases as divorce. None of them have any cases such as divorce. Even as much as many of them marry up to 5 wives during those days and time. But they live in peace, they live in harmony, they live in love, they live in respect, in unity, and they live long. Because they remain in that obedience according to the holy divine culture principles in our tradition by the Most High, which the Romans have brought their culture to destroy in our nation. And that has been the problem many of you today are facing in your marital life, and many of you don't know about it. Which today also, many of you are facing sexual situation in your marital life. As a man, you cannot satisfy one woman. But our fathers of those days, who were married to 5 wives, they were satisfying their wives. One man satisfying 5 women. And when you say these things, people will tell you that, hey, how possible it is, how possible it is. Yes, because many of you don't know the truth. That is why you think it's not possible. Because anytime you go against your culture, another will override you. So this is to tell you that as you have adopted this white man culture, so-called white wedding, because many of you think that it's just about going to the church and then receive so-called blessing of marriage. But that is how they have fooled many of you in ignorance, you not knowing that you have entered another covenant with the devil. And that covenant you have entered, you will be possessed with the spirit of that covenant. Yes, you will be possessed with the spirit of that covenant, because covenant is a spirit and marriage is a covenant. But this is what they did not tell you, which they have used in this knowledge, deceiving you, saying that it is a blessing of marriage, that after you are done with your traditional marriage, you have to go to the church and do the so-called white wedding, which is believed to be what? The blessing of marriage. But in ignorance, you not knowing that you are entering another second covenant with the devil. Yes. You have entered another covenant with the devil. Because if you say that you are going to the church to receive blessing in your marriage, the blessing you receive from your parents during the day, during the time of your traditional marriage, what is it? Is it not enough? Is it not a blessing? Okay, or you need an approval of the church for the blessing that you receive on the day of your traditional marriage by your parents for it to start working. And that is how they have deceived you all, making you not to be proud of who you are, making you not to be proud of your roots, your origin, your culture, your tradition, making you all to see that everything about you is bad. And that is how they have succeeded, by destroying you all and you not knowing it. Because there is no blessing greater than your traditional marriage which you did in your ancestral land. There is no blessing greater than your what? Ancestral blessing. There is no blessing greater than the blessing you receive on that day of your traditional marriage in your ancestral land. That is the highest blessing. This so-called blessing in white wedding in the church, that is a demonic covenant you are indulging yourself into, you are connecting and involving yourself into, and that is what that is tormenting and affecting you people today in your marriages. That is why you have so many cases of divorces today in this our age in marriage. Adultery, you see a lot of cases about cheatings in marriage, because there is a demonic force who have possessed you all the day you indulge yourself into this demonic covenant, so-called white wedding. And that is why many men today don't have peace in their marriage. They don't even have respect in their marriage, because they have sold their crown, they have sold their destiny, their glory. They have given their respect to the woman by going on their knees and in proposing to the woman. Because in our traditional marriage, it is the woman who took it is the woman that go on her knees on the man during that day of her during that day of your traditional marriage, she will be the one with the wine on that day to look for her husband and then go on her knees and submit it to the man. That is what respect. That is what respect, as it is ordained unto us by the Most High. It is the woman that's supposed to go on her knees, not the man. But religion bring what? An opposite of it. And that is what I have destroyed you today. It is the woman that's supposed to go on her knees with that wine, that drink, and then look for her husband to be on that ceremonial day of their traditional marriage, and then go on her knees and offer the wine to the husband. That is the way it is ordained unto us by the Most High. And that is why our fathers of old live peaceful. No cases of divorce. No cases of adultery called cheating. No cases of disrespect. That one man is married to 5 women, and those 5 women will respect him, that whenever he opens his mouth to speak, they will shut their mouths. They can never challenge him. But these days, this age and time, before you speak one, the woman has spoken 10. Because there is a force. There is another what? Spirit in another culture that is ruling against your culture. And that is what many of you don't know. And the white wedding gave you an office, a provision, a receipt, and system of what? Divorce. That is why you have so many cases of divorce today. That is why most, especially in the Western world, you see them having cases of divorce. You can't see a marriage. It is difficult for you to see a marriage that have lasted for like 15 to 20 years in the Western world. Very difficult to see. You see them after they are married, between 1 month, 1 year, they are divorced. Because that is a demonic what? Covenant. A demon is in control. And this is what many of you don't know. So if my video found you on your FYP, please, if you are not married, don't make this mistake. Going to this so-called church by religion, with this so-called white wedding, you are going to bless your marriage. Don't try it as a mistake. And don't you ever dare to try it as a mistake. Going on your knees as a man to propose to a woman. Don't do it. Don't do it. That is not how to show that you are a gentleman or you love the woman or you respect her. No. A woman who has sense, a lady who has wisdom, who has sense, will never blame you or will never blame you or be upset about you for not doing so. Because it is not our culture for the man to go on his knees and propose to a woman. It is an abomination. The day you do it, you have lost your crown, your glory, you have lost that respect that you will gain from that woman after that marriage. Yes. And that is why today too, they have so many issues, cases, when it comes to sexual life in marriage today. You come on social media, you come on different platforms, you see a lot of cases about sexual satisfaction in marriage. Because you are not just sleeping with a woman, but you are sleeping with your wife and sleeping with a demon, another force, and you don't know it. Yes, that is what they are not telling you. That is why you cannot satisfy her as a one man, because you are not just sleeping with a woman. You are sleeping with her and you are sleeping with a demon, and you cannot satisfy a demon. A demon can never be satisfied. That is why many of you cannot satisfy your wife. Because that marriage has been possessed by the Roman demon, the devil, Satan. Our fathers of old that are married to 5 wives, you see them satisfying their 5 wives. There is nothing like a complaint during those days and time when it comes to sexual life in their marital life.